the people of Australia making once again in the history. You will be proud when West Papua will be free. You will be proud you are making history. People of West Papua, they don't have any freedom. 50 years West Papua fighting alone. Indonesia be able to ban the journalists. 50 years world history, only West Papua banned journalists. Red Cross are banned. Amnesty International are banned. International Peace Brigades are banned. It is big meaning for us because our voice, we keep silence. Indonesia keep hiding our voice under the carpet 50 years, but now the small hole is open. Here, right here.
That way, yeah. It was huge. It was huge having Benny come to support our group, and as we support him.
It meant a great deal to all of us, mainly because, first of all, we put a face to the name. We've spoken to him over the phone and in teleconferences, but as far as meeting the man, it was very important because our campaign is based around him as our leader.
I thought you were going to Northbridge, I was thinking.
No. Oh wow.
We have never organised something in such a big scale. We knew we had to do the hard work and make sure that he was here for a purpose and we were to support that purpose.
Excuse me, everybody.
Thank you so much. When I was high school, yes, I know about these things, but not really deeply involved in campaign, because my mom told me that you must study. That's all. That's her advice. But then after I finished high school, I went to university and then I met Benny. We know Benny is traveling around the world, but today I've seen him and all those banners and everything we put it up there. That's a respect, number one. And then secondly, we wanted to show him that it's not you alone. Fighting in this world is not alone. We are with you.
In fact, that today all your team are welcoming me, and this is you already started. So if office is started here, we will make noise here. So.
As he traveled around the world, he himself tells stories about how he grew up. One of the stories that he told was his auntie was raped by Indonesian military in front of him. So that he began, asking his mother, "What's happening? What's going on?" And then his mother started telling him about the situations. So he actually, grows sentiments from that, in childhood. So that connected to that politics situation and then the Indonesians, attitude, government, that shows him that we are not part of Indonesia. So he grew up with that sentiment. He studied university and then also started the West Papua movement.
We're a very small group, but we are so strong.
We have to represent because we have the freedom to speak, we have the freedom to hold the flag, we have the freedom without being oppressed.
I don't have the power, special things to do. But it's the best I could do for my people. They just speak the words. My dream is I want all Australians to stand up for West Papua. That's all.
Australia, and both sides of Australian politics, fully recognised Indonesian sovereignty over the Papuan province.
What I don't understand is how for the last 55 years every single Prime Minister in Australia that has been elected by the people has known about this genocide 250 kilometres from Australia. We're talking 500,000 people that have been tortured and murdered.
All the governments of the world recognise Indonesian sovereignty, and it would be a reckless Australian indeed who wanted to associate himself with a small separatist group which threatens the territorial integrity of Indonesia and would produce a reaction among Indonesians towards this country. It would be reckless indeed.
So do you think the Australian government is supporting your cause adequately?
I don't think the government, but there's individual MP are supporting. I hope the people power can push the Australian government to look at, keep eye on West Papua. We don't want this, what happened in East Timor, massacre committed by Indonesian government. I don't want that happen to my people because we are now speaking out, our voice becoming louder, and Indonesia cannot shut us in that place. We are already out and we are already speaking publicly.
The breakfast meeting, we had the opportunity to invite non-government organisations, other supporting West Papua groups. So there was a good group to have discussions, an open round table of discussions in regards to West Papua and their knowledge and experience.
What happened in 1969 didn't vote. The international community and Indonesia, a big power like Britain, America, and
Indonesian government and USA secretly they decided to take over West Papua just because of natural resources. It's really rich. They're not looking at us as a human or wanted to develop to help the country grows, but it's just they wanted to take advantage of our natural resources. So they took over. That's what we call. There is no. As soon as Indonesia took over, then they said there's no extra free choice. They actually had a vote, but it was only handpicked, and it was a gun pointed. They actually couldn't speak Indonesian at all. So what they're actually saying to them was, they put the flag, West Papua, West Papuan flag and an Indonesian flag up like this. So you have to say, if I say Indonesia, you say yes.
Look, I had the great honour of going to West Papua. I've been going to East Timor for many years. My first trip was in June of 1996. And I must say that when I arrived in Papua, a feeling descended over me which reminded me so much and so vehemently of my experiences in those early days in Timor, before Timor became free. The sense of oppression, the sense of suspicion was, look, you could nearly touch it, really. And I had forgotten about that, actually, and the visit to Papua brought it all back to me.
Also, environment side in West Papua, you may know that West Papua is the second biggest gold mine in the world, and it's owned by Rio Tinto. And also we have gas and oil run by the BP, it's British Petroleum. So it's like this big giant multinational company in West Papua, and I always saying that you operating middle of genocide, how can you ignoring of my people? Indirectly or directly, you are involved.
I find most difficult to understand is how in this day and age, a nation like Indonesia can continue the colonisation which it itself threw off from the Dutch. It just shows you when people get into power, particularly when they've got guns, they make decisions that really are totally against human rights.
We're only a small group, but we have a loud voice.
and we've been waiting to have Benny over to do the national speaking tour. And it's significant that those that are here sitting now have an interest, or else you wouldn't be here. And that interest is hopefully what has been said around this table you can take back with you, and you can do something, and you can connect with people of influence, because the time is now. We're in an election time. We've only got 6 to 8 weeks, and we need to address it with our local parliamentarians. Benny has brought a declaration, the new declaration, which he will be going to his appointments with the parliamentarians and asking them to re-sign that new declaration in relation to the supervised vote.
You're doing amazing work there.
Thank you.
Even since the last time I saw you, it's moved a long way.
Yeah.
How's the Australian government response been?
Actually, no, not any response.
Nothing. So Indonesia is a democracy, and it's one of the largest in the world. A new democracy, but do you have any allies in opposition figures or small parties on the Indonesian side, for people who you have some dialogue?
Not at all. No, I don't. We don't have any sympathy from but none of them support, because they're scared of the intelligence, scared of the military. As soon as they come out, they always, okay, you support West Papua, you will be dead.
Okay, so I should just put one here?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for bringing this. I appreciate it. And I think I'm going to be one of a great many people who will be signing this. Yeah. Thanks for bringing this.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So his work is in vain. It should not be in vain. And every time he steps, we lead that pathway for him. And that's our aim and objective, to lead that path for Benny. And for the United Liberal movement as well, because they're significant advocates on a world level. Their mission, their life mission, is to free the people of West Papua. Our life mission is to support their aims and objectives. And all of us here, it's a heart thing, because we love the people of West Papua. So we thank you. We thank you from our hearts for your graciousness, for opening your doors to us so we can continue his journey. Wow, wow, wow.
What is it that you enjoy about being an activist?
If I'm not telling the story, telling the story about what happened, what going on, I feel, some saying that whether I'm doing enough for my people or not. That's why I have, my life is story. My life is messenger.
Well, Bunbury's about an hour and a half south of Perth, and there's quite a few people down there that we know, and just from speaking to them, and once we mentioned that Benny was coming over, they all seem to want to have that opportunity to meet him.
Are you ready to go straight into a photo shoot?
For me, it's just like amazing, really, really brilliant work. Like team, we have a really strong team, even though like small numbers of people in our groups, but really strongly, optimistic and also high, dedicated for the West Papua struggle, and therefore they actually put a lot of action on this, speaking to her. Sunny go down, sunny come up, no worries down here, below West Papua. All like freedom, freedom, no West Papua. All one talk belong to me. Only like your freedom, freedom, long West Papua. All one talk belong to me. Nelson Mandela, and also all the great leaders, they tell the world that they have a dream. I'm here for my people. I'm not looking for luxury life, even though I can work really hard to be rich or whatever. But my point I'm here is to spread the words, and as long as I'm still young, and I want to do the best I can until my people free. And as I always say to people that I am not only obvious, but all the thousand spirits who are in the past and also present are with me. So that's also another things that encourage me and make me happy, because always wherever I go, I'm not alone. So it makes me strong, and those spirits are my inspiration. Education and for the future. And if you have a wife or husband, you have to do something else for living. That's a mission. West Papua, we have a mission to save our people as well. But to get to that point, again, we need your support. Thank you so much for coming today. It's really special. And even my people here not here yet, but in spirit are with you guys. So thank you so much. Really 100% appreciate, and please come together in solidarity to serve West Papua. And I wanted to invite Mr. Wenda. He's the leader of independent leader of West Papua and the founder of Free West Papua Campaign globally, and international spokesperson of United Liberation Movement. Yeah, very welcome. Thank you.
Wow, thank you very much.
So 2001, himself and also other leaders, they did a big demonstration. So he was captured by Indonesian military and police and put in prison.
So West Papua is, I always call almost home of the bird paradise, home of the 3 kangaroos, home of the 250 tribe, but today, home of the Indonesian military, home of the intelligence.
Benny was saying that just be careful, because I might not be here, but just let you guys know that if something has happened, you must run. Because some of us who have been there as a guarantor, so if he escaped, then they cannot, put us into, replace him until Benny found. And then he escaped somehow, and then that's I started to run away. So I've been in jungle for 2 years.
So before I go any further, I want to sing one song You can see West Papuans or Melanesia or Micronesia or Polynesia music is a part of their life. So I always call it music is a contained human spirit, and that's why wherever I go around the world, even we suffer, but the music also gives us spirit in life.
Music is a weapon, we call. And myself, I could say my guitar, this ukulele is also what I call the freedom fighters.
Someone decides to free, no one can stop it. Just like my people now, they decide want to free from Indonesia. No one can stop it. But their spirit there, but they need you to support. Described as cry for freedom, cry for justice. Yeah.
And that was all you within that song?
Yes.
Yeah. You're back with Hingga on Pirate 88, and I'm very happy and humbled to welcome West Papuan Independence Leader Benny Wenda and Campaign Leader of Free West Papua Campaign Australia in WA, Alpheus Mead. Benny, if I can start with you, I don't know where to start, there's just so much to cover, but in 2002 you were arrested.
Yes.
And you're facing a 25-year sentence.
Yes.
And what comes after that?
Yeah, that was they charged me 25 years, and I've been served 1 year, and just while I'm in the court, and Indonesia trying to assassinate me 3 times, and that's why if I stay I will be killed. Better I escape, and then maybe that's will I safer. And I don't know where I'm going, but I decide if I stay I will be, maybe these issues never go, you know. Better I escape, and while I escape Indonesia will, military or police will shoot me, that's fine. Then I manage to run away, and then...
You say the escape, but that was a trek for about 3 weeks, wasn't it? To get out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was just by yourself getting across.
Yes, yes, across the Papua New Guinea, and you know, Papua New Guinea, I got a passport, a fake passport, held by our friends, and one talk in Papua New Guinea. Then on my way to UK.
Wow.
So now I'm, you know, British people, British government allow me to stay there.
Yeah.
And the safety reason I'm there, but my heart always with my people.
Yeah. And that's where you're always trying to get back to, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think this is our fight is very exciting fight, and this is really people feel proud when people see people of West Papua get a freedom. And I hope that I learn a lot when I traveling to around the world. I seen a lot of experience, and from around the world, everywhere I go, I learn a lot, something the new thing for me, and that's educate me to how in the future of West Papua independence, how people want to live, and that's up to the people. But I have learned a leader. I want to tell that something good thing that you learn from this continent, and something bad thing that you shouldn't follow. You know, for example, destroy environment or destroy our way of life, because everything you fight preserve who you are, your identity, your culture, your language. That is the vow. You know, it's not only political independence, but I want to. This fight is our justice for our environment, our justice for our nature, our way of life, our culture, our identity, our forest, our mountain. That's about, because you cannot separate human being and, you know, the environment or nature about our culture. This is all one. So that's I want to see the newly democratic country in in the world in this 21st century. And when West Papua independent, I welcome any advice want to assist me. Anybody can, but this is assist based on the people of West Papua need, you know.
Hey, who wants to sit down?
Thanks, Brother Ben.
Done. Sorry, well done, you guys. Sorry.
I love to, Brother Jacob and
Yeah, well done, Alpheus.
Fighting, huh?
Thank you, thank you.
What will you be doing the day that West Papua is independent?
I don't know. I think I will rest and go to the village and you know, enjoy the village life. Rather, I already bought when you know in the saw this building and whatever. But I want to see at least my people smile. That's what I want to see. But I hope one day I will go with peace and harmony with the nature. And because I'm coming from the mountain, I want to see my mountain. And my river is my forest. That's what I want to enjoy life with my people back home.
And then we'll come back.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Jen. Thanks a lot.
Everything you fight, whether you are fighting for the environment or fighting for the justice or freedom or democracy, you need to believe it, something you do, you know. You cannot hope somebody can come and liberate you, but you have to liberate yourself first, and then people will see it. So I want to tell the world that people who are fighting for the justice for other people, or you are the hero of those people, or voiceless people. So believing something, you will change. Everything, all the history telling us that human beings can contribute their part to change the world.
And if you'd like to just be upstanding and pay attention for the West Papua National Anthem.
Tanah lahirku, kau kasih akan di kau sehingga ajalku. Ku kasih pasir putih, di pantaimu senang, di mana lautan biru berkilat dalam terang. Syukur bagimu Tuhan, kau berikan tanahku, beri aku rajin juga sampaikan maksudmu. Papua! Papua! Papua!
Merdeka!
Papua!
Merdeka!
Thank you.
Thanks, mate. Well done. Very. You okay? Look, just before we finish up, everyone, just remember it's 15 years jail for raising the West Papuan flag. So that flag there, if this was in West Papua, that's 15 years jail. All right, so this is the importance of it, and this is why it's so heartbreaking for them and so emotional when they can come here in Western Australia, in a country that you've got to say really doesn't show much support at all from a government level, and you know, we can only do what we can. But look, what you do is fantastic, and it is well received. So thanks very much, and that's the end of the proceedings today. So thanks everyone for your support, and let's just keep going with it. And we're not going to stop until it's all done, and we're not going to stop until they have their freedom and their country back. So thanks very much.
We broke the silence in Perth, that's for sure, for that whole solid week. I'm sure the community are aware, and having that exposure on the radio, meeting with the parliamentarians and meeting with churches, I think it's a good start for us to continue our work.
That's also my promise. When I escape, before I escape, I said, I'm leaving, I don't know where to go, but one day I will come back and then you will smile. That's what my promise.
Yeah,
so
that's awesome.
So that boomerang is symbolized, you know, I will coming back, you know. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
It's kind of sad to see him go, but I think the break the silence has already started in WA. So there's a sense of achievement because we've done so much with him being here. And so it will be sad to see him go, but the fight goes on and we will still continue to fight after he's gone.
From West Papua, oh, want to belong you me. Like in freedom, freedom, West Papua.
Please help us to protect Western Australia's environment and their culture from pests and diseases. Please dispose of it.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
Oh, West Papua. Oh, West Papua. One day you will free. You are my land. You are my mountain. One day you will free. You are my river. You are my forest. One day you will be free. Oh, West Papua. Oh, West Papua. One day you will free. No more crying. No more tears. One day you will free. No more rape. No more torture. One day you will free. Oh, West Papua. Oh, West Papua. One day you will free. No more crying. No more tears. One day you will free. No more prison. No more torture. One day you will free. Oh, West Papua. Oh, West Papua. One day you will free. Oh, West Papua. Oh, West Papua. One day you will free. Thank you.
Thank you.
Free West Papua.